This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
And that those are the issues that are being brought out. Those were the issues.
Yeah.
And that it's been commemorated because people died, trying to stand on those issues and to say that these things actually need to be sorted out. That where are you where you look at something in a shambles? Like I went back over and I read and I looked at that story again. And that's where there's stories that jump out at us every now and then. And people will tell us that it's the Standard. No, it's actually the story that was in the Star this morning of this woman who gave birth outside a hospital. I'm going to use that as the port of call for this conversation. That in 2026, when you're talking about mega infrastructure that is going to be used to propel an economy, but that the building blocks of society have been chipped away. Are you really working on a problem? Are you really solving the issue? When you see, because we can talk about the morals, or we can talk about the debasement of values and all of that.
Right.
But that this woman who gave birth, as in she was at the end, if you've given birth, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Even if you haven't and you've been in, you understand what I'm saying. That by the time she presented herself to hospital, she was at the end, literally, of this tunnel. But number one, you turn her away because you're not going to offer services based on a system which you've told the whole country is working, and it is not. That this woman then proceeds to give birth outside the hospital. It is not just the physical giving birth that we're talking about was a catastrophe in this whole area where there are even people. We have a breakdown of society. Who watched this woman be delivered of her baby? From the story now is that a few people came around to help her out, kind of thing. And then later on, after the fact, because it was an embarrassment, after the fact, then now bring her up, wrap her up, and then administer care. So what does that mean? That you were able to do it prior to this whole incident, but that you chose not to. Remember, I said it is representative of a lot of the drama that we see, and it's not being handled. That is what those issues that were brought in 2024, that is what is representing those issues that were brought about. That where does somebody get the temerity to operate like that if they were not shown? If it is not imprinting to say, well, okay, well, so what? We cannot serve you. Just go. Just go. That is it. So the question that then lingers in my mind because of that is it very difficult to handle these matters?
Well, it is not difficult to handle the matters. What is difficult is for us to understand who should be handling the matters. The challenge is in the handling. Because the persons that we as a country, we as a people, have trusted and delegated our power to oversee the provision of those services have failed. And now when we talk about it in various platforms, the beneficiaries of the failing system are the ones who push back. Because you hear somebody trying to justify the birthing of that child outside the hospital. The same way you hear now, like the Bold newspaper, being told they are attacking the regime. But there is no single story that the regime can talk back on from the Standard and say, this was not true. Like call me on a bluff and say, whatever we said was not correct. And you realize now the challenge is not the issues we are facing because we have the solutions. We have the solution to our health system can be straightened in the next 3 months, a record 3 months, and everybody will sufficiently be catered for when they need to. Our education system can be well catered for and streamlined. Come January, every kid will be where they're supposed to be and the teacher-student ratio should be appropriate. But you find an obsession with concrete and tarmac because that's where these people make money. The governor will come and tell you I've built a road, a hospital, but they will not talk about lack of nurses, lack of clinical officers, doctors still not on PNP, teachers. They'll not talk about the human development. We need to shift our mind from the visible development projects that I've spoken about, because the lady was at a hospital. So there's an establishment where she should get that medical care and service. But the personnel were not efficient. You understand?
I get it.
So we need to shift our understanding of what development is. And that's why we need to redefine the new nation, the new country that we must have. You know, yesterday, as you rightly put it, was also a recap of the issues that led to the onset of the revolution. Because the country is in a revolution. Whether I want to agree or not, the country is in a revolution. And I'll jog your memory a bit and say, we've had about 7-8 movements in this regime. It started with the Mandaman of Tuesday, when Baba would say Tuesday, immediately after the election. Then it came that Sufuria of the Jeremiah Kioni. That was also a movement. Then came the Zakayo Ashuke. You know, they were intertwined because of the high taxes that were coming up. It came now the protest of the finance bill. We had the Tawe movement. The Natembea was leading that pack. We've had the Mimindi Sifuna. We've had the Tukokadi. You get?
Yeah.
So they keep taking different shapes and forms, but people are saying we do not have faith in this regime serving us as we should be as Kenyans. It could be a health issue, could be an education issue, could be a tax issue, could be an economy issue, it could be a justice issue, but the point is people are not comfortable with this government. But the sympathizers of the regime will come and tell you, no, but the president is doing what has not been done before. My friend, it is not a comparative with the past. We are a progressive nation. We should be moving forward and saying, yes, they never did it, but the one who is doing it is also not doing it right. We have to do better. So people need to understand, it's nothing personal. I don't think anybody would have a problem with Ruto if he was not a president. If he was running his own private business and doing whatever it is he can do best. But people have a problem with the outgoing president, William Ruto, because he has a public office that is duty-bound to protect Kenyans from poverty, from disease, from attacks, you know, from illegal immigration, from illegal issuance of IDs, from illegal barricade of protests.
Of parliament.
So that is why people have a problem with anybody in office. If you see somebody talking about a governor, an MCA, an MP, we don't talk down or against the National Assembly and saying they're incompetent because we hate the people. No, some of these MPs are known to us. They are our friends, they are relatives, they are our neighbors, you know. They belong in our communities. But they have assumed an office that requires them to behave a certain way. When they don't, people must be told the truth. The truth shall set us free. So
Indeed.
The challenges are there. It's not hard. We just need to know what we need to do and show up for it.
Okay, so we're going to ask that question this morning, and we'd like to then take a few minutes for us to hear from you. I'm just going to put that number out there, 0723 142 653, 0732 142 650. The issues that are on the table, are they actually solvable? And we can look at them right now. And I think to myself, and I say, you know what? It is not possible, or it shouldn't be possible, that you can tout about development in an area that has never been seen before, and that there are women who are doing laundry for clients, not their own. I think that's a part of the story that I actually missed initially when I was reading it. That they're doing this laundry for clients, that they're washing it in Lake Victoria. The dirty water goes into the lake. They supposedly use clean water to rinse, and then it goes back into the lake, and then they're back in a couple of days to do this. In a county whereby we've been told it is progressive, like you say, and that things are running well, and that we've never seen such development before. If that is the case, I don't care if there are 8 days in a week or 28 hours in a day. Such a thing should not be happening if you're talking about a progressive position. Shouldn't be happening.
No.
And I can continue and continue. You cannot tell me that different suburbs of the city don't have running water. But if you go to a particular area, there are water bowsers lined up from here to Timbuktu. Where are they getting that water from? And then you want to come and tell us there's nothing you can do about the water problem? Close the gaps.
Yep.
close the gaps. These are the things that we're talking about. Call us. Is it possible to sort out the problems that we are seeing, that you and I see? We're not talking about these grand infrastructure. We're talking about the things that you see on a daily basis. Is it actually possible to solve these problems, or are we looking at a situation where divine intervention is required? 0732142650, 0732142653. As from where I'm sitting, that there are very many things that can be sorted. This Dandora dump site that people have come from Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn to come and say that we can actually fix this thing for you. The problem, what are we told? People want to be bribed to fix your own problem. Beat you. Let's hear from you. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, morning, Indu.
How are you doing? What's your name and where are you calling in from, sir?
I'm calling you from Narok.
What do you think? Are these problems solvable, or are we just saying it needs God to come down?
It needs God to come down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Explain, Josephat.
You see, like now, let me talk about my case. My wife went to the hospital recently, and do you know what I was told with the SHA?
What were you told?
That in my account, SHA, has already 500 shillings. And I am a teacher. I asked myself, what is 500 shillings? She was just told that SHA is not working for teachers. And recently, serikali ilisema kwamba teachers, SHA is working. By the way, Kenya, I don't know whether these guys who have been there, they have served Moi, they have come to Kibaki, they have come to Huru, they think that this Kenya, the present Kenya, ni ile ya kitambo. This is Kenya where everybody is informed, everybody knows exactly what is right from what is wrong. I think our country is not working well. Nimeshangaa vitu naona tu, even the clergy, the churches, God should come down himself and actually liberate Kenya from this kind of the state we are in. We don't have a country. We have just a country by the boundary. But when it comes to human affairs, we don't have a country. What is happening in Kenya, I wonder, mimi ni mzalendo, lakini nikiangalia hivi nashangaa sana. I'm also watching KTN very, very well. Actually, the program you brought about the gallery, I'm very happy and people are getting informed about what is happening. Thank you, madam.
Asante sana, Josephat. Thank you for calling in this morning. We'll take a couple more of your calls. Let them come in. Hello, good morning.
Thank you, madam. Asante sana, Josephat. Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
A couple more of your calls.
Okay, another one. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, kwa majina naitwa Stella Kemunto.
Stella Kemunto, where are you calling from, Stella?
Hello.
Yes, Stella, we can hear you. Tell us where you're calling from.
Nakusikia, napiga kutoka Umoja nako.
Okay.
Yes.
Tulikuwa tunataka ongea na sauti kidogo na uzime radio tafadhali.
Sawa. Ile kitu yenye nasanga nayo, ni serikali inasema eti inalinda mwananchi. Tukijaribu kuangalia zile vitu zenye inafanya, like kama jana. Murkomen alisimama akasema serikali wamelinda wananchi, lakini tukiangalia penye walikuwa wanafanya Nairobi, ilikuwa ni vitu zingine za kushangaza sana.
Kama nini hiyo, Stella?
Like ukiangalia kama wananchi walikuwa wanaandamana, hawakuwa na furugo yoyote. Lakini ukiangalia venye walikuwa nakamata wananchi wakiwarusha kwa magari, haikuwa inaonyesha picha mzuri.
So wewe unaona kama hizi vitu zinaweza solviwa?
Sidani tu, wanasema oda inatoka huku juu. Kama oda inatoka huku juu, mimi sioni matumaini kwangu.
Wow. Well, Stella, asante sana kutupigia leo asubuhi. Thank you very much for your comments here as well. Asante sana.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot to be done, is what people are saying. Josephat,
Right.
your namesake.
No, there's something about Josephat.
There's something about
The
Josephat.
name Josephat.
He said that it needs to be a call from heaven. It needs to be like heaven. Kenya, you have a missed call from heaven. There's some more calls. Let's take some of those this morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from, sir.
My name is David Mwangi. I'm calling from Naivasha.
Yes, David, how do you see things? It seems that there are a lot of things happening at the same time. Can they be solved?
They can be solved, but the problem is that it has to be very drastic
How so?
because everything seems to be rotten, to say the least. The civil service is rotten. The political system is rotten. Our election systems are rotten. Everything is just corruption. You have to buy your way into anything in this country. So, if we need to save the situation, we have to, we need a leader, a president like the Rwandese president. You know, somebody who has the power and the will to do it. Not somebody who has come through our election system because it is so corrupt. You buy votes, and once you buy the votes, when you get to power, you need to get your money back. So corruption continues. And because you want to please the people so that they can elect you another time, then you have to buy them over and over and over by electing people who can only support you, people who do not criticize you, and then you need all this money. So corruption continues. We need somebody who is not, who will not be forced to buy votes. That is somebody who has full power, and this person must have full will to develop this country. That is the only solution, according to me, for the moment.
Thank you very much for your thoughts, David. Thank you for calling in because it's clear that you're convicted of this. Asante sana.
You're welcome.
David said it's in the leadership. You can't, there are many problems, but if you are going to continue having these corrupt ways of doing things, then that's why you have, these are symptoms of a cancer that's eaten away at the very beginning. And until you deal with the cancer, you're not going to then, the symptoms will keep coming back. You will have a poor education system. You will have a poor health system. You will have corruption. You will have, lack of proper follow-up and accountability and responsibility because you have not dealt with the original problem.
Correct. The root cause.
Yes, root cause.
The root cause. The roots will sprout and germinate the type of a plant that they are.
Yes.
So if you have these suspicious characters, that's why chapter 6 exists. It exists for a reason. We must look at the character of the person who wants to assume a public office. And one wonders, when we are doing our own personal private hire for whatever contract,
you look for the person above
you
reproach.
look for the best.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to casting your vote for somebody to manage your life,
Just give anybody.
your business, your economic situation, your future, somebody who can easily mortgage you and cause an act of war, you don't care. Just because they give you a few coins here and there, just because you have a proximity to them, you end up mortgaging the whole country.
Unfortunately. Let's take one more call before we get to the top of it. Hello, good morning.
You don't care.
Hello, good morning.
I don't know, you have a proximity to them. You end up more.
Hello, good morning. Okay, it seems that you've said by yourself that we now go on to our next conversation. Just hearing that people are saying, okay, a lot needs to be done, and we need to then be able to get into it as concerns you taking control of what is going to happen in your country moving forward. There's a lot to say. And perhaps we'll have an opportunity to talk again on Monday, just a note of that, because the things that we see, what can actually be done on them. So we'll have a conversation around that. Monday's not too far. We'll talk about it a little bit more because it's necessary for us to engage. Right now, though, we're going to take a break and we're going to come back with the youth perspective. 3 of our guests will be here when we come back from that. So stay with us. Let's take a look at what's happening with traffic. It's 8:30 on the nose. We'll be back after this.
This is the Situation Room.